Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a pre-fight show for UFC Fight Night. Cerrone versus Yancy Medeiros. UFC Fight Night. This is going to be a clash of the ages in the welterweight division. I am pretty excited for this main event because is Cerrone going to step up to the plate and essentially resurrect his UFC career, or is Yancy Medeiros going to get a big, notable win over a tough, durable veteran in Donald Cowboy Cerrone? Yeah, so this is a pre-fight rundown of the main card with predictions, and let's get started. So, yeah, Donald Cerrone, he's known to be a lightweight fighter, but he's tried his luck at welterweight as of lately. And Yancy Medeiros, he's a proud Hawaiian who has a heart of gold when it comes to fights. I mean, he hangs in there. I mean, he's been rocked, he's been tagged hard, and he just keeps going. Donald Cerrone, I mean, you have to really hit him in the right spot to knock him out. And Cerrone has underrated jiu-jitsu skills, great stand-up. Yancy Medeiros, known to be a scrapper. I am so excited for this fight. However, I'm going with Medeiros' second round knockout. I think Donald Cerrone wobbles Yancy in the first round, and then Yancy comes back in the second round and knocks out Cowboy Cerrone in this one. And it'll be interesting to see where Cerrone goes from this fight if he loses. And then in the heavyweight division, on the co-main event, we have Derek Lewis versus Marcin Tybura. And I'm going with Lewis, first round KO. I think he's hungry to get back on track after his short-lived retirement. And I think he has a talent, an underrated ground game. He could take this to the ground if he wants. But I think, yeah, if he takes it to the ground, he's not going to go for submissions. He's going to go for ground and pound. But I think he could knock out Marcin Tybura on the first round, if not the second. Then in the lightweight division, we have James Vick versus Francisco Trinaldo. Francisco Trinaldo, I've counted this guy out plenty of times, and he's definitely had some big wins. Like the Paul Felder win was just, wow, that was a killer one. Killer win for Francisco. And James Vick, this guy's been flying under the radar for too long. He needs to get a top 10 guy. I mean, he's been requesting, some big fights, big matchups, maybe a main event, co-main event, and he hasn't got his way. I think James Vick gets it done here by decision. He feeds off the Texas crowd. And also, I'm just curious, will this finally be the win for James Vick to get him noticed by the fans and by the UFC more so, and really put him up in a big fight? Because, I mean, this guy's won so many fights now in the UFC. You got to really elevate James Vick if he wins this one, especially against Francisco Trinaldo, who's heavy-handed and can scrap. Then in the welterweight division, we have Thiago Alves versus Curtis Millender. This one, I was kind of not sure on who to pick, but I got to go with Thiago Alves. I just think the experience here gets it done for him, and he's not that much older than Curtis Millender. And so I think this fight stays standing, and Thiago Alves outpoints him and wins en route by decision. Then in the featherweight division, we have Steven Peterson versus Brandon Davis. I went back and forth on this one too, but I'm going to go with Peterson. I just think he's had the more noticeable, more notable wins in his fight career than Brandon Davis, and I think that experience will play a factor, and Steven Peterson will get it done by unanimous decision here. Then to kick off the main card in the lightweight division, we have Sage Northcutt versus Thibault Gouti, and I think the UFC is essentially trying to really build Sage Northcutt with this matchup. I think they're throwing Thibault Gouti to the wolves here. I think they're kind of expecting Gouti to lose here and to elevate Sage Northcutt's resume. It could backfire if Guti wins, but I think Northcutt has it made here by unanimous decision. I think he may lose a round if that. So I got 29-28 unanimous decision for Sage Northcutt. And yeah, you got Josh Berkman on the Fight Pass prelim, so this is a pretty decked out card in my opinion. And being a proud Texan, I'm pretty excited. A lot of Texas fighters on this card. And yeah, oh man, including my boy Sage Northcutt. And yeah, so there you have it. There's my predictions on this fight night, and stay tuned in coming soon my post-fight show for this card. Until then, I will see ya.